welcome to this morning's podcast on GR Giving Day. I'm excited because I have Alex Thibodeau with me. And I'm really excited to be talking with you this morning.
I'm really happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's a pretty exciting event coming up December 3. And we just had a bunch of podcasts. We just interviewed a bunch of cool nonprofits, amazing stuff happening. I would love it if you could kind of explain your background maybe a little bit first, and then we'll get into the GR Giving Day and maybe how that actually had transpired. Maybe you can get into that of like, hey, here's what I do in my day job, and then this is how I ended up getting involved.
Sure thing. So I'm an attorney. I work at Warner Norcross and Judd here in Grand Rapids. I'm relatively new to Warner, though. Just prior to this, I was in the Whitmer administration, working as the director of gubernatorial appointments for Governor Whitmer. And so when I first connected with Erica Plunkett of AMA, she asked me to be a part of this when I was still in that job. And so I transitioned to private practice not too long ago and followed up with her and said, hey, Erica, are you still interested in having me be a judge in this competition? And she was very generous in saying absolutely. I do commercial litigation, representing businesses typically. And I'm also relatively involved in the entrepreneurial community, the philanthropic community here in Grand Rapids, which, as I am sure all of the guests you've had on the show have said is significant. So I'm really excited and really eager to be a part of this really important effort to connect real people, real ideas to the broader giving space within West Michigan.
That's awesome. And so help me understand, and all those that are listening understand what is involved with being a judge for GR Giving Day.
That's a great question. I think as far as this year, my understanding is we are going to be getting a number of pitches that are presented to us. I believe they will be kind of narrowed down to a select group of some of the best ideas. But I think our goal is going to be evaluating those ideas, looking at the intersection between doing well and doing good, and making sure that these ideas are the ideas that are most motivating and most helpful in sustaining a future towards this sort of marriage between those two things.
Nice. What do you think, like in your mind, what is a passion point when we say GR Giving Day? What does that stir in you as a passion?
Yeah, so let me first say, West Michigan is such a unique place when it comes to philanthropy, right? We have such a history of public-private partnerships, old money families who have really, truly invested in this community in a way that is different than almost anywhere else in the world. That being said, the ideas that I think are coming out of this community are sort of the next generation of that sort of philanthropy. The idea that you don't have to have unlimited philanthropic capital to dedicate to something in order to do good in the community. You can have an idea. You can be an entrepreneur. You can put together a profitable business that allows you and your family to reach the goals you want to live, but at the same time, doing that good that we are so passionate about here. And so what I'm really interested in is giving that opportunity to a new generation of people who maybe haven't had that opportunity in the past, or bringing ideas that will sort of change the landscape of philanthropy in our community to bring in a bigger group of people, a longer table, if you will.
That is so accurate. Hadn't thought about it that way, but that is well said, because the grassroots effort that I see in a lot of this is so cool, right? To see a lot of people just from the bottom up just say, we need this, grow, and then grow the people, right? Just start growing 4 people to 5 people to 25 to 50 people, and then organizationally. And it's amazing to see this just transpire. It's pretty cool.
We talk so much in other areas about sustainability and making sure that we're building in intentional ways. And I think this is an effort to do that in the philanthropy space. The idea that you can do something that will change your community and change your life as an individual, I think that is an incredibly powerful and empowering opportunity.
That's awesome. Well, personally, are you going into GR Giving Day cold with not knowing any of the nonprofits or having any association with them, or do you have a little bit of a bias you'll have to get over because you love some of them that you've rubbed shoulders with?
No bias, but I will say I've had a couple of touches of ideas and companies, I guess, that are going to be a part of this process. And so I have a sense of who might be included,
Yeah,
but I'm coming in with a completely blank slate in terms of who I think
that's good.
coming with the best idea. Because so far I've been incredibly impressed with even just the few very, very small touches that I've received. So I'm really looking forward to seeing all of the ideas and then being able to compare them against each other.
Nice. Well, I would be in a horrible position to be a judge because hosting this podcast, I've had so many cool people, and I'd be like, I'd want you to succeed. You. Like, I'd want to just give it to all of them.
The Oprah approach.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
It's like,
Look under your
you get
seat.
a deal.
You
You
get
get a deal. Well, and I think there's $10,000 in various prizes donated by Fifth Third Bank, and so there's going to be a lot of opportunity to uplift. And I don't know that my hope is that we're not going to be incredibly limited in how narrowly we support, but at the same time, I think it is important to foster that competitive space where the best ideas are the ones that are rising to the top and getting the opportunities.
That's cool. Is there any as people are looking to attend the event in December 3, is there any involvement from people that are just on the outside of GR Giving Day that they should like be aware of? Because like I know that going to 5x5 night, there's a whole like, hey, there's a community there's a community vote. Oh, the community thinks that this one wins. It's like, is there any of that during GR Giving Day?
So I'm not sure if there's a voting aspect, but absolutely we would encourage members of the community to attend and to support GR Giving Day. I mean, the idea of giving days across the country are communities coming together to support causes that they care about. And so to the extent that you are interested in philanthropy, in social innovation, in sustainability, all of those things I think will be very front and center for this event. And so come and support. Let the companies that are being participants in this know that you're supporting them, and show up for what you care about. I mean, I think it's a really good opportunity to live your values.
So I'll ask you this question. You're a very, we talked a little bit before the podcast. You had been a stint at NPR and a couple other places. And so and now you're an attorney, right? Yeah, so for a private practice. Sound like a very busy person. Why GR Giving Day? Like, why is that important to you to be involved with that personally?
Everything that I am involved with outside of my typical 9 to 5 is focused around the idea of community. I'm not a Grand Rapids native. I grew up on the East Side. I went to college in Chicago. I went to law school in Indiana. I moved to Grand Rapids in 2018. And so what I found here was a place that is so full of opportunity and so full of, and I guess what I mean by that isn't just economic opportunity, but West Michigan is a uniquely situated place in the sense that there are gaps in what we have, but there are so many ways in which we are, for lack of a better term, punching above our weight, right? We have so many things that a city of our size just frankly probably shouldn't have based on the size of our population. And so there are so many opportunities for someone to be a member of this community in a different way than you could do in a larger market, in a Chicago, even in a Detroit at this point. Grand Rapids is a place that fosters community and fosters involvement and fosters philanthropy on both the large and the small scale. So almost everything that I'm involved with outside of work, the Grand Rapids Art Museum, the Grand Rapids Bar Association, all of these things are ways that the community comes together to connect around common interests and shared values.
That's really cool. How is it, just a quick question, since you came from the east side, how is Grand Rapids different that you've seen?
It's different in a lot of different ways. The first I would say is kind of what I was just talking about, that level of opportunity that exists because of where Grand Rapids is situated in the scheme of cities in the Midwest specifically. We're close to both Detroit and Chicago, but I think we offer something that's kind of uniquely different than either one of those places. The other aspect is that there are so many people who have come through Grand Rapids as natives, or maybe they've left and then returned back to Grand Rapids. It's changed so much from what I understand from the Grand Rapids or the West Michigan that existed 10, 15, 20 years ago. And so that change kind of brings opportunity to be a part of what the next iteration of Grand Rapids looks like. And so I think that's something that's very different, certainly from Chicago. Detroit has a bit of that right now, too, in sort of the entrepreneurial and innovative spaces that it occupies. But Grand Rapids is, like I said, a place that has so much to offer for someone, especially who's coming eager to participate, eager to be a member of this community. It's, in my opinion, one of the best places to be a young professional right now. So all in all, I think Grand Rapids has a different set of challenges than either of those other cities I've mentioned, but it also has a completely approachable set of potential accomplishments that you can pull out of this place. It's a really, really interesting place to be.
Cool. Is there, as we're closing out the podcast, any last things you'd want to say, or call outs or call to actions you'd want to say about GR Giving Day?
Absolutely. So, let me first start with the social enterprise pitch. If you're an entrepreneur, if you are doing something cool, if you have an idea that is, groundbreaking and thoughtful and impactful, bring that energy to the social enterprise pitch. We want to hear your ideas, and that's first and foremost. And then everybody else who just wants to support that effort, GR Giving Day is a day to reach deep, look into your wallets, look into your investments, look into your pocketbooks, figure out a way to be involved and to support, because I think this is the sort of thing that will fuel the next generation of our philanthropic economy. And this iteration, other than previous ones, I think is really focused on sustainability, really focused on enterprise that is going to support women-owned grassroots efforts, and new ideas that are going to change the landscape of what Grand Rapids' local economy looks like over the next decade or 20, 30 years. Now is the time to really, really dedicate yourself to this work, because I think it is going to make an impact here.
Well said. Well, you heard Alex. Be involved in the next generation of giving. I'm going to use that phrase. And so come and support December 3rd. Go to the website, grgivingday.com, and take a look and see how you can get involved. We'd love to have you. And thank you for joining us, Alex, today. It was really cool to get to know you a little bit better and have a little conversation with you.
Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.